to the vlog, to the video. Today I'm taking you along with an active rest day. So my goal is to do some deep core work and get all my steps in, and then meal prep. So I'm going to take you along for all of those things. I'm currently at Albertsons grocery store. I did Walmart grocery pickup, so I'm going to go pick that up next. I don't like to order my fresh fruit and anything like that, like produce, from pickup because, you know, I can't pick it out, and I guess my control issues get in the way. We're here at the grocery store at Albertsons to get some of the produce style groceries. Then we'll go to Walmart, pick up the grocery order, and I'm also gonna meal prep today. So I'll take you guys along with me for that. So welcome. All the chicken into, I don't want to say chunks, but I can't think of a better word. I'm going to add some seasonings into it and let it marinate for probably 30 minutes to whenever I get around to actually cooking it. I don't measure any of these marinated ingredients, I just throw them in. So let's go. But this time it is to actually meal prep. So I'm gonna walk you guys through how I meal prep food. My favorite method is called bulk meal prep. I pass this on to all my clients. I have a client resource on it. It's a game changer. So this is where you choose a couple of proteins and a couple carbs and you prep them in bulk. I don't love putting individual meals together. I will literally just prep a bulk amount of a bunch of things and then build those meals as needed. Of course, if I'm going out of town or traveling, yes, I will put together the individual meals, but traditionally and typically I just prep in bulk. That way it's all cooked in the fridge and it takes a whopping 60 seconds to heat back up every time it's time for me to have a meal. So let's get started. First things first is gonna be this wild rice. I typically always do like jasmine or basmati, typically jasmine white rice, but I'm just in the mood for something different. So how I'm gonna prep this is I'm just gonna put it in my rice cooker and with some water and set it to cook. It'll probably take 20-ish minutes. It doesn't get any easier than that. Next up is the chicken that we marinated earlier today. Put it on like a little bit above medium. Add some olive oil. Let that heat up and then dump the chicken in, cook it and stir it and mix it around until it's cooked. Pretty straightforward. I forgot to mention that I typically, what's that called when you beat it up? Tenderize! I typically tenderize the chicken while it's still in the plastic baggie, and I forgot. So I'm gonna be bummed about that because it does have a big impact on the texture of it, but we'll survive. If you're watching this at home, tenderize your chicken after it's marinated in the plastic baggie before you put it in the skillet. If you have a tenderizer, cool. I just use a hammer out of the garage because I don't have a tenderizer, so. Next up on the agenda is potatoes. So I'm gonna cut these up into little pieces and I'm gonna put them in the air fryer. Second protein goes, I'm gonna do ground beef. Typically, I mean, I could cook that in another skillet at the same time, so I could have it cooking now, but because it's gonna take me a while on the potatoes anyway, I'm just gonna wait and wash the chicken skillet after it's done. So I'll wait for the chicken to finish and then I'll cook ground beef and then we'll have potatoes and we have rice. So we have 2 proteins, 2 carbs, super easy. Always right here. For my next trick, you might be like, Hannah, why are we going to the garage? Our house is a rental in Montana, and it doesn't have air conditioning. And it's not terribly warm out today, but nonetheless, having all of this stuff on definitely heats the house up a ton. So with the air fryer, we also run out of counter space. But with the air fryer, I run it in the garage. Judge me, it's fine. All right, fam, bulk meal prep is done. We have 93.7 lean ground beef, we have wild rice, we have chicken breast, and we have potatoes. One of the reasons I really love this method is if you're tracking macros or anything along those lines, you can kind of mix and match these as you desire. So if you want ground beef and potatoes, you can do that. If you want ground beef and rice, you can do that. Same thing with the chicken and a carb mix up. You can change up these meals by adding different sauces, different fats. It makes these meals stretch a little bit longer with a little bit more variety. If you're on a meal plan, you know, you're a little more fixed, but nonetheless, you have your foods prepped and ready to go, which makes your life so much easier. One of my favorite phrases ever is fail to plan, plan to fail. Like you need a plan when it comes to your nutrition and your gym game, all of it, in order to see success. If you don't have a plan or you don't have well established habits, you're going to keep spinning in circles. Also, if you're like, Hannah, did you change your shirt? Yes, I did. I made lunch and I also in that process made a mess. So nothing new here. One of the big inspirations for starting this series was accountability, to be honest. I've been needing accountability because a lot of the time, look at those little slugs. These days, I don't want to work out. I don't want to. And that's so weird for me because I've been in the gym for years at this point, like forever. It's been years and years and years that I've been like a diehard gym junkie. But I have never worked out so infrequently in my fucking life. Well, since before I got into fitness. College doesn't count. But I started this to hold me accountable. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. It's this very moment. So it's technically an active rest day. I still need to do mobility work and I still need to do core work. Those are non-negotiables. Those need to happen. If I weren't recording this video, there's a high percentage of chance I'd be still on my laptop on my couch working or watching a YouTube video. So, but you guys will know if I didn't do it. How do I finish the video without doing my workout? So high level accountability. Here we are, baby. Here we are. I think I'll start with my deep core work. I do a 10-minute deep core video. And then I will do my hip mobility work. Let's go. Having to move off the mat because somebody decided that it makes a good bed. Stuff. Ow! We definitely need to be doing more of that. So I'm glad I had you guys to hold me accountable to actually executing on it because whew. It is now time for the final part of our active recovery day, which is hitting our steps. So I've been trying to aim for at least 10K steps every day. It's actually been harder than I thought since we moved here, since I sit at my desk so much now. 10K steps, you know, I was training in person was nothing. But I got the dogs with us. Gonna go get some steps in. Hopefully it doesn't rain on us. Looks like it could, but we'll see. All right, friends. On that note, good night.